Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about brands I am disappointed in after trying them, and I definitely need your help. Maybe you can help find me products from the brands that I do have a better perception of them. So if you want to see which ones are disappointing and I need your help, then keep watching. This look will be up in a bit, let's say it like this. I do have to say I am so disappointed because the brands I will show you, I do have high hopes, of course, because I did buy them with my own money. None of this is sponsored, none of this, is like any of that. I didn't get anything in PR or anything, so these are just my opinion based mostly on one or two products, to be honest. So if you want to see them and maybe you can help me with choosing a better palette for myself, then keep on watching. Let's start with my biggest disappointment I ever had, and I was so disappointed in the palette and the product itself that I'm still mad about it, to be honest, because first of all, this is not a cheap brand. You can buy like Elf or whatever, Wet n Wild or Essence, where you say, oh well, it's just a palette, it's just a few bucks. No, it's not. It is the Be Perfect Carnival 3 palette. I did purchase this because I absolutely love the color scheme of the palette, which is stunning, colorful, like amazingness, if I say so myself. This palette I absolutely bought because I love the color scheme. I heard such good things about the brand and the quality. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't know what it is. I have to say, a few of you said that this quality is amazing. Others definitely were on par with me, that they said the mattes were quite good. Not amazing, good. But also that they do have some bumps after a while. I don't know if you saw that before. Also the shimmers, they are horrible. Like this one hit pan in 2 sessions. The others I don't get, at least on a brush. They do perform quite okay. Well, they do quite perform okay if you have them on a finger, but they are really bad to swatch. And also they are not existing if you... That's not that bad, but they are not great on a brush. Even after spraying that, I struggled with them quite a bit, to be honest. The mattes, like I said, are quite okay. They're also not my favorite formula. I feel like this is really hardly pressed. I don't know what it is. I did bought that on a sale, luckily for me. Otherwise, I would be even more mad because this is around, I think, 40 bucks. It's not the most expensive one, but of the Carnival 3 palettes or the Be Perfect Zeesea Marie collaborations. But I have to say, I am disappointed. But if you know a great palette from Be Perfect that you would recommend over and over again, please leave it down in the comments below, because I want to love the brand. I do. I really want to love the brand, but mostly if you try one product and it performed really badly, mostly you're not happy with it, and then you're like, okay, but if I try it again, it's expensive. Do I really want that? And so for me, this one is one of the palettes I don't like to use because of that. Otherwise, I would have loved the palette because of the colors. Let's go to something cheap. And I have to say, the palettes I do own from that brand are quite good quality, but I did have every one of them and they were like a hot mess. It's the Elf ones. I know. It's the bite-sized eyeshadow palettes. I still own 3 of them, which are, I think this one is, let me say, Pumpkin Pie. I do own still the Berry Bad. And I do own the Hot Jalapeno one. This is the greenish one. I do have to say, these 3 were really nice. The others, Not so much. I feel like especially the color selection in a few of them was really questionable. The acai one, horrible. Like the blues were horrible. I think the other berry one, like the other pinky rose water, I think was, the color selection was horrible. I don't even know why, because the lighter shade were even too light for me, which is amazing because I saw them on other people that were darker than me and it worked great, but mine didn't work at all. And then you have the really dark shade, which has shimmer, which is horrible. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of these palettes do have the same problem. First of all, color selection in those like 4 pens or the bite-sized ones were questionable. Like I said, they are the sugar and cream. I think the lighter shade was way too light for me. I couldn't use that in my crease, even though I am pale AF, and I saw other people that tried that and they didn't have a problem at all, which I'm like, are you sure about that? The shimmers are really nicely, and that is something I definitely am regretting though. I kept these 3 because these ones had the best color selection. They had some matte shades that I actually can use, you know, and I do have to say, I think my favorite is definitely the hot jalapeno. But I have to say, if I have to, you know, think about it 50 times, is it really worth it? Even though these in Germany cost $4, it's not as cheap as in America, of course, but yeah, it's not a good thing, and I'm sorry for that because I definitely wanted to love it, but I didn't, which is kind of upsetting, to be honest. But if you know an eyeshadow palette from e.l.f. that you absolutely love and that is your favorite, write it down in the comments. A brand I did have to snuggle into Germany, to be honest, and I had so high hopes, is a dupe brand for Natasha Denona palettes, and it's the Alter Ego palettes. I did bought 2 of them. I had to ship them via a PO box in America and then have to ship them to Germany. I think meanwhile now they do, or like you can definitely ship them to Germany now at the moment, but at that time you couldn't. And so I bought 2 palettes, the Sahara palette, which is a dupe for the Biba palette from Natasha Denona. And then I bought also the Goddess palette, which I was super interested in this one, which is a palette to the, I think, gold palette. And I'm sorry I did like throw them. Yeah, I feel like the quality, I mean, they are $16 in comparison to the Natasha Denona, which are, I think this one is 130. I think this one is also, and then there are also like other dupes for 60 euro palettes as well. I think the quality is okay. Again, it's okay. I do own Natasha Denona palettes, and I have to say these are not even quite a bit comparable. I do have to say I'm especially disappointed in this one because the binder is like lacking, and you can definitely see it's like crumbling. It's just not as smooth as I was hoping for, you know. You definitely can tell, maybe you can't, you know, it's like, it's not a bad formula, it's not, but it's also not comparable in my opinion to the Natasha Denona palettes. And I have to say Natasha Denona doesn't have my favorite formula, but even though these are okay, but it's not like special or anything like this. And like I said, the lighter shade here is really crumbly. And not even close to Natasha Denona quality. This one is quite good. It doesn't have any of the like crumbly shades. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, to be honest. One product, or in general one brand, this time it's a brand, I think you will not be surprised if you're longer on my channel. And it is the Revolution Formula and Revolution palettes. This one is the only one I still have in my collection. I did purchase a few of them and I decluttered all of them. This one is quite decent. This one is the only one that is quite decent. So this is the Birds of Paradise one, where it's like really, really colorful. I feel like these shadows you can definitely use with Duraline or a mixing medium to do liners. You know, it's not, you know, you can use them for that, you know, but it's like, I wish really to like love the brand, because they are cheap, like doesn't say they are cheap. So I wish that I would have like good luck with the palette. Please write down a palette that you absolutely love, that the quality is great. I did have another palette which I did try some looks with, and after that I hated the palette quite a bit, because the palettes in blend, the quality was not good. Not a beginner friendly palette at all. Like I said, this one is quite okay and decent, but like I said, the other one was horrible. I think this one was the SOCIA palette, the pastels. No, it was the Rocks Sours palette, the pastels, and I absolutely hated it. Yeah, but if you know one of the brands from Revolution that is great and that you would recommend, like personally, leave it down in the comments. And the last for this time, I have to say, I do have a few. I'm not finished yet with the series though. I am so sorry, because I don't want to, like, guys, I don't want to like talk bad about all the products of the brand. I'm just, after the first time I've tried them, they are just not good. So I'm trying to find products that I would like. And the last one is so sad, because I absolutely love the color scheme, but it doesn't work on me, and you need to help me really, really badly. And that is, oh, that is so hurting me right now. It's a Spectral palette from Linda Hubbard Cosmetics, or LH Cosmetics. I bought this after months and months of debating with myself, because this stuff is not cheap. It's an indie brand. It's not like, you know, it's not cheap. And the color story is stunning. But this shade is a pain in the ass to use. If you blend it over on top of the purple, it get patchy. If you blend it underneath, get patchy. I don't know what it is with this. If I just have a dot, I don't know. It's just not as good as I was hoping for it, because definitely one of my favorite color schemes. The other shades you can work with, they are quite decent. It's not like this is a total fail. But I have to say, please leave down products from LH Cosmetics that are amazing. Maybe palettes from her that are amazing. This is the only one I got so far. I did own some liners from her, like eyeliners, and they are amazing. It's just that this palette is so disappointing, guys. And I'm so biting my ass, because I definitely love it. But I hate that one shade, and that was one of the shades I definitely wanted to love, and I don't know what it is. Please, maybe for this one, if you can help me, maybe I'm using it wrong. Like I said, leave it down in the comments below. These were 5 brands I was so disappointed in trying the first time, and I hope that you can help me maybe find better products from the brands, or maybe, you know, some user error to, you know, sometimes maybe like I said, sometimes it's important to also, I mean, I'm just a human as well. If I use them not correctly or something, I would love to, because like I said, all of the products I'm showing you, I paid my own money for that. And of course I wanted to love them, but it's not. So yeah, so I'm hoping that you can help me. Also, if you do love my content and all the things, and also, like I said, the look will be up around this week or next week. I'm trying to get it out quite fast, but I absolutely love it, to be honest. Then please subscribe to my channel. Also, subscribe to my Instagram and TikTok. There is fun there, so I hope you will join as well. And we see us in my next video. Bye, guys.